Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm going to be showing you the controls that I use for Siege. Now the reason I decided to do this video is that usually I'll see people on forums asking, like, how do you guys go from console to PC? What are the tips you have? So I decided to just show you guys my settings and yeah, won't make this long, let's just get right into it. So here's all of my controls. I'm just going to put up a bunch of screenshots and let you guys write them down. And they're pretty much mainly the same other than the leaning, the crouching. I have my melee attack set to the middle mouse button. And the reason why I have this, by middle mouse button, I mean by clicking, not scrolling. And the reason I have this is that I wanted everything on my mouse to pretty much be connected to the gun. So for instance, with leaning, that's part of your gun. With aiming and shooting, that's usually on there anyway. And then I wanted melee there as well. And to me, this really felt more like a controller, or very similar to how my Xbox controller that I would usually use. It just felt very similar to that, and it felt very comfortable to me. You don't have to have this setting, but this is how I have it set up. And yeah, so I'll show you the rest of these screenshots now, and then we'll get to the video. So here we are in Coastal, and let's actually start off with droning first. So pretty much everything I have is the same. I think the only difference I just added was the 2 button. And the reason I have this is that I believe the default for what Siege has is the X for scanning. And I like using that for when I'm droning. However, when I'm not droning and if I'm using a security cam, then I'll use the number 2, because as you can see, if I want to switch between the cameras, I just use Q and E. And to me, this is very easy. You know, reach down over here. I can just, instead of going all the way to X, I can just, just scan them then. So my primary gadget is Q. And just the reason I did that is just that everything feels very close together. To me, I rather have the Q there. So if I need to quickly click it, I can. I don't like having to go all the way over to these other buttons. I'd rather have everything pretty much set right here on this side. As for my secondary gadget, I like using X. Again, just something that's just closer for me. You could use C if you wanted, but I like using X just for grenades and stuff like that. But I also have caps lock as my secondary as well. This is mainly just for if I want to hold something down, if I want to cook a grenade, or if I just want to hold a flashbang while trying to look over a corner. To me, using X was just a lot harder, as you can see right here. I won't press it right now, but first I'll show caps lock. So if I hold caps lock, it's a lot easier to move and hold these buttons than using an X button, because then, again, fluidity. If I am moving here and then I hold the X, I can only really move like this, and it's kind of hard to do that. Another difference between my setup and the main default setup is the leaning. As the default setup, if you want to lean, you have to use Q and E. And to me, this didn't really make much sense, because as you can see right here, if I want to keep moving with my movement buttons, I have to let go of A and D if I want to use Q and E. So, as for instance, if I want to lean, I have to quickly do this. And yeah, you could just do it quickly, but to me, I just like using the side buttons. To me, this felt so much more natural. And the reason I also like this is that you're already using your zoom or your ADSing with your right click, and you're using your left click for shooting. So to me, kind of like an Xbox controller, I like that it pretty much kind of feels like an extension of your arm or your gun. It feels like it's kind of like all of your buttons for your gun are connected. So I just prefer it this way. So for instance, if I am moving, you can see right here on the camera, I'm moving. As I'm moving, I can use my lean button, and I don't have to let go and move all the way, I don't have to move up here to do that. I can just keep moving, lean, if I need to. And pretty much everything kind of just stays the same. And I like it that way personally. So another big difference between my setup and the other setup is that I have the spacebar as the crouch button and the E as the vault button or the jump button. Now the reason I decided to do this is that to me in this game most of the time it's not like Call of Duty or Halo where you're jumping all the time. Like I can't jump right now. The only time I'm ever jumping is if I need to vault over something. And I really didn't like where the C was for the crouch control, because this being, again, it's just this idea that I have to move my finger down from the movement in order to do that. It just makes it so much more fluid, and I don't have to take my finger off the D or the S and have to go to the C. I can just do that, keep moving, you know? I just don't get using the Q and E. I don't see a reason to use C as the crouch button, and I know it makes sense C for crouch, but to me this doesn't break up the movement. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up the video. I hope that at least some of these settings were helpful to you, or at least give you a base canvas to set up your own setup. But either way, if you like this, please like, subscribe, and share for more content. Thanks. Have a good day.